Okay.
George Kilpatrick Inspiration for the Nation, celebrating people we feel good about. Well, on October the 21st in Canastota, New York, you are invited to the Abolition Walk. Now, exactly what is that? And why are they doing that in Canastota, of all places? Well, we've got something to tell you. Marilyn Higgins is a volunteer with the National Abolition Hall of Fame and Museum, which is located in Peterborough, New York, which is just north of Canastota. And this is a great little, I actually have been aware of this effort in Peterborough to recognize the abolitionist history there. But I know that many people are not aware of it. So Marilyn is here to do a couple of things. She wants you to go on the walk. She wants you to support the walk. And she also wants you to know about the history right there in Madison County. So Marilyn, tell me all about the National Abolition Hall of Fame and Museum, and it's important to the community.
Oh, I'm happy to do that. Thanks so much, George. I appreciate it. After I retired from Syracuse University, I moved to this village of Canastota, and I started writing a historic novel. Everyone wants to write their novel once they retire, but
right.
Well, I ended up doing some research that took me up the hill to Peterborough, where I had the great good fortune of meeting two people, Dot Wilsey and Norman Dom. And I went through the Abolition Hall of Fame and the Garrett Smith estate when I was up there, and I was so struck by the power of that abolitionist history and how unaware I was of it. And I'm a history buff. I'm a local history buff. Garrett Smith, his estate is in Peterborough, was the most powerful abolitionist in the United States of America. He funded John Brown. He funded Frederick Douglass, the North Star. All of that came from the commitment of Garrett Smith to end slavery and his commitment to abolition and women's rights, I might add. His cousin was Elizabeth Cady, as in Elizabeth Cady Stanton, who spent her summers in Peterborough. The women's movement and the abolitionist movement really had their germs. They were really generated there in this little beautiful little hamlet of Peterborough. So I had read about an incident where when the New York State abolitionists tried to get together for the first time and form the New York State Anti-Slavery Society. Can you still see me?
Yes.
Okay. My thing did a little weird thing. When they did that, they were mobbed out of a church in Utica. A violent mob attacked the abolitionists. Garrett Smith went down to the Erie Canal, rented a lumber barge, and said, "You don't have to be here treated like this. Come to Peterborough. Get on this lumber barge, take the Erie Canal to Canastota, and then come on up to Peterborough, and we'll have the first meeting of the New York State Anti-Slavery Society there." And that's what happened. These abolitionists who really had suffered quite a bit in this from this violent mob got on a lumber barge all night on the Erie Canal, got out on the shores of the Erie Canal in Canastota, and walked up the hill to Peterborough, 9 miles.
Wow.
And as Dot Wilsey told me, they sang freedom songs all the way up the hill.
Really?
Yes. And I was so touched by that incident. I wanted to bring that history more to light. And that's what this walk is all about. Our abolitionist history is united history. It's not divisive. It's something that unites us as Central New Yorkers. And I think in these divisive times, it's good to focus on what unites us. And this is a piece of history that indeed does that. So this reenactment is for that reason.
All right. And of course, on August 5th, obviously, is a significant date as well. Tell me why.
August 5th.
Yeah. So I thought August 5th was when they actually, is it Abolitionist Day or something like that in Peterborough? They do a few, but
they do a Emancipation Day.
Yes.
In Peterborough. They do amazing things up there. If people haven't been there, they should go there. There are descendants of slaves who escaped and stayed in Peterborough who still live there.
Mm-hmm.
The history is so deep and so profound. For years they did reenactments up there. In the past few years, they've done freedom festivals and Emancipation Day festivals. There's a lot to take part in.
So there is a second annual Abolition Freedom Walk taking place in Canastota on the 21st. What are you looking for people to do? Tell us about what that day will be like, the time of it, and all that stuff.
Great. It would be good to come to Canastota about 8 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, October 21st. There's plenty of parking. It's about 15 minutes from Syracuse, guys. It's not very far away, believe me. Just take the thruway and get off. It's your
first exit. First exit.
You got it. And park your car and come over to the canal, and we're going to have the magical musical squad from Grace Episcopal and St. David's Church. The wonderful Marcia Hagan is going to be conducting them. We're going to have some music on the shores of the canal, some reenactments. I'm thrilled to say that Mel Stith, the former dean of the Whitman School, and his wife Patricia, who is a renowned educator in her own right, are going to be our kickoff speakers this year. And then the walk will begin. So to get registered, just go to www.abolitionroad.org, not .com, .org. And you can register. We want to get a big turnout. We had about 135 people the first time we did it. We were pleased, but we want more. We think this could really take off. Everyone who came last year said that it was a remarkably inspirational experience. So I think there's a lot to be gained by participating, and I hope people do.
And I know you're looking for groups, organizations, faith-based. Say more about that.
Yes, I'd love it if, groups of people from some of the sororities, some of the churches in town would get together and come as a group. We have these fabulous T-shirts that were designed by a fabulous designer, and we'll have those ready for everyone. Or if you want to wear your own shirts, you can do that too. Just come. If you want to bring your dog, as long as he's on a leash, that's fine. We're really, really hoping to get a good turnout this year, and I appreciate you helping me get the word out.
Yeah, again, October 21st. You're also looking for support as well.
Yes, we're trying to get sponsors. National Grid has been absolutely magnificent. Last year was the first year we did it, and deep thanks to them and to Key Bank and to others.
It's not like you didn't work there at one time, but that's okay.
Yeah,
it's not like it's somebody knocking at the door. It's not just anybody, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah, they've been wonderful. And we're also looking for sponsors, and that's on the website too. So just let us know if you want to bring a group from your business, sponsor and bring 5 or 10 employees with you. It's a great experience. It really is.
A really good way to, and then of course the history. Let's talk about the museum so people can go visit the museum.
Yes, the museum will be open. There'll be tours available later that day if you'd like to go up and see it. So many people saw the museum for the first time after the walk, and we would love that to happen again.
What are the hours? Is the museum open like regular business hours, or is it by appointment?
It's pretty much by appointment. It's all run by volunteers, but they're incredibly accommodating. So if you have a group, and a lot of students from Colgate also help give tours of the museum. So it'll shock you what is up there. It will shock you.
And how can more people get involved? Because I know that's also something you're very interested in. Yeah,
well, just go to abolitionroad.org, send us an email, tell us that if you'd like to be involved. This whole thing is sponsored by the National Abolition Hall of Fame. They're the sponsor, and they'd love to have more volunteers and more interest.
All right, so here's the poster, or you can't really see it, but The poster is October 21st, and it's from 8 o'clock to what time, by the way?
Probably we'll be back in the village by 11:30, and we're going to have a little party.
Little party, and then as part of that day, you can then go up to the National Abolition Hall of Fame Museum. And actually, there are people who've been inducted into the museum.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well. And if you go to that website, which I love, the National Abolition Hall of Fame and Museum.org, right?
Yeah.
They also have resources, anti-racism resources, curriculum. And so it's a real commitment in Madison County. I'm just going to emphasize that.
Yes.
To committed to, and of course, you said again that there are descendants of those who've been enslaved who are still living. I would love to hear the stories of their families. So Marilyn, that's our next conversation.
You got it.
I think it's important for that history to be known. These quiet little gems that we have in our region need to be amplified. And of course, we know of some of the abolitionist history in Syracuse, commemorated in downtown Syracuse by the Jerry Rescue Monument. So, so many good things to happen. Again, October 21st, 8 o'clock in Canastota, right down the road there from Syracuse. And abolitionroad.org is the website to find out more information about this little gem.
Yes.
In New York.
Thank you, George.
Marilyn Higgins is a volunteer, but certainly has had some pretty high profile positions in our community, both at Syracuse University, National Grid, and the former Chamber of Commerce. I'm giving you this is your life, Marilyn.
Pretty good, George.
Hey, I've been around the block.
When did we meet? When I was at the Chamber?
Probably at the Chamber. Yeah. Mostly at the Chamber. So, and then obviously the efforts that you, under the leadership of Nancy Cantor, and really bridging town and gown, you were very, very, in fact, that was your job pretty much.
It sure was. Near West Side Initiative.
Near West Side Initiative. Exactly right. And all of the efforts that still exist as a result of that work. So just to give people some context.
Great. Thank you.
All right. Again, October 21st, abolitionroad.org is the website. It's the Great Abolition Freedom. What's it called again?
It's just the Abolition Walk.
An Abolition Walk. Okay. No fancy titles. Abolition Walk. Hey, Bethany, I want to see you up there. Peoples, Tucker, Living Water, roll call, Abundant Life, right? Okay, now if I keep talking, they're going to say, well, Evangelical, I want to see y'all up in.
Thank you, George. We sure do.
Pastor, you're Promised Land. I need to see you up in the place to be, okay? So now I ain't going to call anyone else because, I got a new frat brother, Southern Missionary Baptist Church. I need to see you in the place as well.
All right.
So Bethany, Pastor Turner, talk to my people. Let's make it happen. We'll make sure we get this circulated so people can know. All right. Again, one more time. I think it's important. October 21st, Abolition Walk. October 21st, Canastota, New York. Marilyn,
you got it.
Thank you and good luck.
Thank you so much, George. Bye-bye.
Inspiration for the nation.